Thomson, Simon Mclean. Thanks for coming along to our walking football session this morning at Nether Craigs. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, yes. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Not at all. Have you seen walking football before, Gillian?
I have, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
I think you'll need to move just a wee bit squarer to the camera. That's better. Just to get you all in. We don't want to miss anything here. Don't want to miss any highlights. So you've seen walking football, whereabouts?
Glasgow Life. So
Right.
I had worked for Glasgow Life for 21 years and I was part of a development team, and one of my colleagues was, the girl who started to build walking football in
Right.
Glasgow.
Okay, that's a number of years ago then.
It is a number of years, yeah.
Okay. I think the progression was that walking football started in the east of Scotland, I think. In Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
But it started down south and people started to hear about it. And your colleague, what was her name?
Debbie Wiley.
Debbie Wiley. She started it for Glasgow Life.
Yeah,
Excellent. That would be Glasgow Green then.
It was. That's where it originally started. Well,
6 or
she originally
7 or maybe
started.
8 years ago.
Yeah, I think we're going back 2014, 2015.
I don't know about you, I've lost track of years because of the 2 years in between there.
Yeah.
I kind of lost. So you were with Glasgow Life
I was,
for a long time?
21 years.
Oh, yeah. You get the hang of it.
It felt a bit like a long time, but yeah.
Where did you work?
I worked in various projects
Right.
in Glasgow Life. I worked for the Hill Walking Programme, the running network. Worked with the Health Walks, and then I moved over to Mcmillan's Move More programme as well before we
Okay. So where were you based? All over?
all over Emirates Arena, and then laterally at the end of my time with Glasgow Life, it was the Gorbals Leisure Centre.
Right. I know it well, or I knew it well before COVID again. So, let's get to what brings you here today. Who are you working with now? It's Roar.
So I work with Roar Connections for
What
Life.
does that stand for, Gillian? Roar?
Well, it doesn't stand for anything.
So not-
We're Roar Connections for Life.
Roar Connections for Life. So there's no...
It used to be reaching out to older adults in Renfrew,
Right.
and it used to be capital letters, whereas it's now no longer. It was rebranded, and when it was
Right.
rebranded, they decided that Roar Connections for Life was a better fit.
Okay. Is that a charity?
It is a charity.
Based in Renfrew?
Yep.
Whereabouts?
Our office is based in Johnston in Station 7,
All right.
the
Okay.
old police station.
I know it well,
It's
unfortunately.
just been revamped by Active Communities. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it is. They've done really well with it.
Yeah.
Really beautiful.
Cells and all?
Yeah, it's all
A
gone.
whole lot?
We have all nice new meeting rooms and a living space, and out the back we've got a shed.
Could tell you a few stories about Johnston Police Office.
Well, you should come and visit it because it's now
Oh.
it's gorgeous now.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the same.
And the CEO of Roar, Cassie Forbes, she's a retired
Ex-police,
police.
yes.
Yeah, she's retired
Yeah.
police as well. So, yep, her hat is actually at Station 7.
Right.
It sits on the shelf.
Excellent. That'll keep the robbers away. That's
That's
the idea.
it.
My granny used to say, get me a hat to sit in the hall, to hang it in the hallway, in
Well,
case somebody broke into the house.
we have Cassie's hat in Station 7.
Excellent. So, you've kind of gone full circle here then with walking football. What brings you here today? You're thinking of starting a walking football?
I am. So I was aware after doing a wee bit of homework that the Seat Hill and Whitehall area,
In Paisley?
yep, in Paisley was needing things. It doesn't have a hub. It's not lucky
Right.
like a lot of other areas where they have community centres or places for people to meet. And there's lots going on that a lot of women attend, but we don't have
Okay.
a lot of engagement from men.
Okay.
So looking at the various areas, I decided to apply for some funding for walking football.
Right.
Because there's a Seat Hill.
I never thought about that before, Debbie, until you said that most of the activities, like today we had yoga on in here,
Mhm.
I don't think there was a man there. The armchair aerobics that we have in here, it's nearly all women. The chatty cafe on a Friday afternoon, it's nearly all women that come along to that. The Zumba classes at night. I never thought about that, but it's harder to get men to engage with these things, isn't it?
Yeah, predominantly, I think the studies are that 75% of women engage more than, or you'll find 75% of women are there more than men at these things. So yeah, I feel like it's really important to try and put something into the Seat Hill, Whitehall area that targets men,
Yeah,
and having that option.
primarily. But
Yeah,
it'll be mixed.
it will be mixed.
Yeah. Because all our sessions are mixed, but I would say it's 95% men. We'll start a women's only session on the 17th. Is that Friday? 17th September, we start a women's only session at Palace of Arts.
I think it's a Saturday.
Well, it's the 16th then. It's definitely the Friday morning. First, 8th. I don't know. It's that Friday anyway. Less than 2 weeks away with launch plan. So, how are you going to go about this then? Did you look for funding to get it done?
I have applied for funding and I was successful with my funding, which is fantastic.
So how does that process work?
Okay,
is that secret?
No, not at all. There's various options out there for funding, so it's just applying for it. Looking at what you're asking for and making sure you're targeting the right provisions.
Yep.
So with myself, I had asked for the funding because I was looking to help predominantly men.
Yeah.
Aged between
For anybody watching this, Gillian, looking for funding for people like you who do that for a living, it's just a throwaway looking for funding. Where do you start? How do you find people that are providing funding?
I think we're really lucky in Renfrewshire that we have Engage, and Engage are always very helpful.
Is Engage an organisation?
It is. It's another charity funded organisation who are in the community. So they do various things, from helping you find volunteers to if there's funding that's they kind of post it out and let you know that there's that option for funding.
There's funds available somewhere.
Yep.
And that can be from anywhere, European money, or maybe not now, but you know what I mean, it could be national.
Yeah, If there's like lottery funding that's out there,
yes,
or if there is
specific projects that are being set up.
Absolutely. If there's big companies, in the Renfrewshire area as well, that are offering out small funding, like £1,000, they'll obviously send us out the application forms where we would apply and.
Okay. And
hope
then,
for the best.
Because the reason I'm saying that is, you tell me on one hand that 75% of people that are active within these organisations like Glasgow Life and whatnot are female.
Mm-hmm.
So there's obviously a gap. There's an application right away to try and help older men get involved and get active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So you've got the funding in place. How long will that last? Is that for hires? Is that for pitch hire?
So when I applied for the funding, I'd asked for pitch hire.
Mm-hmm.
I put in a price in case I needed a referee.
That's
and some
strips.
Then. And strips as well.
Right. Okay.
And the funding is for 7 months.
Okay. Is that once a week?
It was once.
Sessions?
It doesn't actually have to be once a week. It can be as many. Say
if you have enough money?
Yeah, if I have enough money, I could roll it out twice a week or 3 times a week.
Okay.
I originally, when I applied for the funding, I applied for it on the basis that the pitch would be full price, but if I got it, discounted.
You get a block booking.
Yeah, if it was discounted, then that would give me more funding to roll out more. And then as it becomes successful, then apply for more funding that would hopefully support it longer than the 7 months.
Once you've got a track record.
Yeah.
So what have you got funding in place for? How long?
7 months.
7 months. Because that's just enough to establish a session. If you're talking about starting, I take it you're talking about next month.
Ideally, I would actually be looking for, as soon as possible. Yeah.
Have you got the hire?
No, so that's what I'm waiting on.
It's a kind of chicken and an egg, isn't it? Because you don't want to start paying for a pitch that you've got nobody on. I take it it's a third of a park.
It's 5-side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it in a cage?
It is, yes.
Right, okay. I know what you mean now. Not like we were doing out there on the big park.
No.
What we were doing there is using a third of a park. All the companies, all the council, etc., hire the pitches a third at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So they can have 3 coaching sessions going on. If you come in the evening, you'll see 3 different coaching sessions going on. That's 3 hires.
Okay.
And obviously for games, they hire the whole park. Or you can hire 2/3 if that's what you want to do. So you've got a 5-a-side enclosed cage park to start you off. Okay. We don't have a starting date yet because you're just trying to get the hire in place, aren't you?
Trying to get the hiring in place. So Seed Hill also work with Paisley Grammar School, and Paisley Grammar School just have to submit, the requirements for their PE for the year, and then I'm just planning and slotting in wherever they're not using it, which would hopefully be an afternoon.
Right.
During the
so the schools are a nightmare just now because they're closed. Is that the problem just now? Okay. Yeah. But that gives you time to get a kind of market research done and get some people. Have you got anybody involved?
I haven't got anybody involved.
Player-wise?
Well, I have 2. I've got 2 people who are actually coaches for the Ralston. Soccer
Amateur,
skills, is it?
right? Okay.
So
Is
yeah,
it an amateur club, is it?
it is, yes.
Okay. And they have a team at Ralston, do they?
It's not a walking football team, it's
No.
children, so it's soccer skills for children, so they are
Okay.
coaches.
And they're going to come along and help you?
They're going to support
That's your
you.
referee sorted. Okay. You'll be good at this, having worked for Glasgow Life.
I've also got my marketing just as a coming soon at the moment, because I've got 2 events I'm attending in the next couple of weeks. So I thought if I get some flyers for the coming soon, all my details are on it, so people can contact me and let me know if they're interested.
Okay.
So that once I've got the date, I can contact them.
And have you got anything on social media yet?
Not yet, no.
Because once you do, then we'll help you with that. We'll put it out across our Pollock site, and I've got a walking football site. This is a walking football channel as well, so it'll go out everywhere. The session's starting at that time and that date, and you'll be the contact for that.
I will be the contact, yeah.
Your own number.
My own number, yes.
Oh, you know what you're taking on.
Yes, I do. I do.
Who are you hiring the pitch from?
It would be One Wen.
Right. So they've got supervision on site and whatnot.
It'll be opened for us to use.
Right, and that's got supervision or somebody there.
I'll be there as well, though. So
Okay.
I have my first aid qualification,
Right.
and the venue will be open for toilet use as well.
Right. And if they, might seem a daft question, have they got a defibrillator in there?
I
Don't know. It's worth checking.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something with walking football that we're quite fussy about.
Of course.
We had somebody had a heart attack yesterday, unfortunately, at Torrey Glen. I'm saying heart attack, he ended up getting a stent put in last night. But he got rushed away to Hair Myers, so we need to be ready for that kind of thing. And what about afterwards, after the game?
After the game, so
Because that's the important bit.
absolutely a cup of tea and a biscuit is
Yeah.
always important after
Yeah.
that. So yeah, it is something that I am looking at. There is a community flat at Seed Hill, in McCarroll Street that I can use.
Okay.
So yeah, we can.
Is that nearby?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Couple-minute walk,
Okay.
just round the corner.
Okay.
We can meet in there and get a wee cup of tea and a wee catch up from there.
Yeah. Because what we've found, I'm saying it's the most important thing, it is for some people that come along.
Yeah.
Walking football becomes their thing. And they make new friends through walking football and new associates and whatnot. That's what it's all about. We've got a member who lost his wife 2 or 3 years ago, and he told me that other than the supermarket checkout, this is the only people he speaks to on a weekly basis. So you can see it's important from every aspect
Of course.
to get folk out and about and get them included in things. And then you've got the spin-off from that, because there'll be other things happening down there. But you're not happy with one session, are you? That's not what you're looking for.
No, I'm looking to grow. I want it to grow in the Renfrewshire area and really, have what Glasgow have, because it's so well established, and having all these leagues, it's just fantastic to see so many people getting together and being part of that. And I would love for the same thing to happen in the Renfrewshire area.
Okay. And just to put you in the picture then, have you heard of Walking Football Scotland?
I have.
Right.
Been in
Because
contact with
David Highland.
the chairman.
Yeah. That's great. He'll keep you right, because those competitions are nationwide and they're all run under the Walking Football Scotland banner. So the rules are there, the referees, everything's run. We had the league yesterday, over 50s league, because you've got over 50s, over 60s, over 70s. And we also put things on for, we call them the festival, they're non-competitive, for guys that don't want to get involved in competitive football, but they want to have good fun and meet other people, and that's what it's all about. So one of the things we'll look at once you're up and running is affiliating your clubs to Walking Football Scotland. It doesn't cost anything, but it brings you benefits of being part of that family, if you like. There's over 120 odds at the last count, and that gets you involved. It's then an incentive for players to come and play at your sessions. A lad said to me today, he wasn't playing today, but he was there for a wee while, and he said he never got picked for the team yesterday, for whatever team. So there's always lads looking for a team that they can play for and become part of. And if you get any affiliations with football clubs down your way,
Yes, so
because there's one big one I'm thinking
They
of.
have. They've got St Mirren, and St Mirren already have a walking football group.
Right,
And then we've got our Johnston one, and they've already got a walking football group in there.
Johnson Borough, the amateur team. Doesn't matter. Yes, the Johnson team,
Yeah.
Johnson Junior team.
I know it's Mclean that looks after it.
Right. Okay. So you've got those contacts already in place.
I have, yeah.
Because they're all feeders for you for walking football. And wherever there's football being played, there's parents, there's grandparents, you know, that come and watch. And if we just put on a game at the weekend out there, we get people coming along and asking us what's going on.
And that's what you're really looking for, aren't you? It's just word of mouth that helps it grow.
Yeah. And what I would suggest is maybe a launch day, an open day, something like that, when we can we'll bring players from here, we'll get some of the Giffnut boys to come over. There's lots of players that will come and support you in the early days to get it up and running.
That's brilliant.
And we'll have a wee open day and
that would be fantastic.
Take it from there.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
You're looking forward to it?
I really am, yeah. I'm
you
looking
need
forward
to start bringing your trainers, though.
Don't know about me playing.
See, once you've played, then it's a different
I can be the cheerleader, but definitely not walking, not actually playing.
Cheerleader. That's so non-PC. I want to be a cheerleader too. If I had said that, I could get in jail. It's locked. Door's locked. Gillian, good luck. And one thing I want you to promise me is that you'll come back and tell us how you're going.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Part of our news bulletin.
Oh, yeah.
And tell us the date. I'll announce the date once you get it up and running.
That would be fantastic,
and
Simon.
we'll get a crowd along to support you. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.